I just plugged that back in. Does everybody hear me? Let's see. We gotta. I just plugged that. All right, yeah, welcome back. Questing for the besting. Questing for the besting. Goal is 17-2. Bant Tempo comes in at 9-1. This hand's golden. As long as we don't flood out from here. It would also hurt to play against a creatureless deck. One of the weaknesses, but overall it's probably fine. That's a good card to draw, isn't it? Let's get him rolling. Shambling Vent. Perhaps the most envy-inducing turn 1 play ever. I want a 2/3 in lifelink. Just for playing a land? That's awesome. There's a good card if I've ever seen one. Guess we'll put the spirit down. Set it to a task. See if we draw the first fatal push of the game or not. Not yet. We got quite the tag team. They don't curve together. They go to work. And we've got a McKinley Patrol. A promising start, and all the black and white mana you could want. But then comes the McKinley Patrol. Well, let's do what Reflector Mages do. Always good to Reflector Mage a common. They might have 4 of them in their hand. One of the different things to consider when Reflector Maging cards in duels is how many they might still have in their hand when you play the Mage. Obviously in Standard you can have 4 Kalitas, but in duels only 1. And that Vampire might have more of that too. Again, just ready to go. So licking his chops, like, let's go reflect some things. So do we reflect some things, or do we throw down? Now that we can, I think we get Gids on the board. Bring it on, Gids. Gids on curve seems good. Our opponent did show us waste. That does imply the potential of a reality smasher. That would suck, but it also just as equally implies a potential Thought-Knot Seer, which could catch Gideon in your hand. So no time to be shy. You never know what's coming for you. Hey, what do you know? Hey, what can I do? So, we could use our Selfless Spirit to protect Gideon here. And then, I believe this is Spell. So then we can tap stuff down. Okay, I think that's good. I think it's a good use of Selfless. Too bad we can't kill him with this play, but we can get it out of our hair for a little while. I'd rather lose my Selfless Spirit than Gideon or one of my ground or one of these creatures, and most of Gideon's loyalty. Okay, so if Tamiyo tap downs the play, let's just do that. We do have to think about Shambling Vent. So I'm going to leave back the Mage. Crash in with Gids. And we'll go ham like next turn when I Reflector Mage is Reality Smasher. And hold up Spell Queller. Then we can probably crash in for the lethals if... Well, he has to do something big to the board anyway, or Tamiyo just locks down 2 more things. And the lethal happens. It's looking okay. Let's see if he can give us a big surprise. Yahenni's expertise. There's the McKinley Patrol. The return of the McKinley Patrol. Playing Wingman to Reality Smashers. Hoping to let Reality Smasher do the heavy lifting, I'm sure, is that McKinley Patrol. Alright, we only have 1 blue source. That's kind of a bummer. But we should still be able to get lethal. So we bounce that. We attack for 9. Our opponent has a removal spell. We lose, so better to do it this way. And leave up the spell queller. We don't lose to a removal spell, we just don't win. Sorry, I know I said we lose. A Bant deck that actually draws Tamiyo makes Nighthawk jealous. Okie dokie. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. My bad, opponent. I'm sorry. That probably seemed dickish. Yeah, I also get really jealous when I see Bant decks just draw and throw down Tamiyo. It's like the best reason to play Bant, but you only get one. That alone is it's a little, like little daggers. Reflector Mage is great. Several green cards like Tireless Tracker are great, but the thing that puts it all together, you get to play Tamiyo. Such a fun card. One of the better tempo planeswalkers that I can think of in Magic history. It's hard to think of another one. Obviously Gideon just like dictates tempo, depending where and how he lands on the battlefield. Battle for Zendikar Gideon, that is, but he doesn't scream tempo to me. He's just a brute. Tamiyo's tempo on a planeswalker. I love her. I love her for that. Tamiyo just feels like what she's supposed to be. Okay, let's see what we got here. Nope. Because I love Gideon. Okay, I hit the button. I guarantee if I hit the button again, it'll double mulligan me. Hate this feeling. I hate this feeling. Alright, I'm gonna hit the button again. Ready? Nothing. Nothing happened. Okay. Come on. What's going on here? What is this baloney? Now I'm just frozen at this screen. Well, that doesn't happen to me every day. Can I get out? Just gonna get out. Not gonna mess with that. Not counting that as the second loss. That would be shameful. A disgrace to the quest for the best name. If there is, you know, such a thing. Such a reputation to be upheld. Nighthawk is taunting me. He has stated that now the the exact word is rigged. Nighthawk, don't you have a rank 40 to go achieve? So you can, I don't know, put something on your refrigerator, send it to mom, send her your rank 40 avatar screenshot or something. I joke, of course. I joke, of course. All right. Any land makes us good, but it'd have to be a blue land or it's a 5-card hand. So we'll try again, and that's a little better. It's really slow, but we got to try it. Okay, that's not 2-drop. Another 5-drop. Not really what we want, but as long as we're not under pressure, we could be all right. Blue-green energy. Plunderer. Could be energy. Certainly would make some sense. It's an interesting little card here. Hasn't found the perfect home in my world, but might someday. Go ahead and leave this up. You never know when the opponent's going to say Invocation of Saint Traft. Okay, we got Sultai. We got a Voyager. Alright. So it is some kind of an energy thing. Resolve your trigger, Nomad. Alright, let's set him back. Let's slow his roll. Hit me. Yeah, that'll slow the roll even more. Sweet. That's pretty much great. Let's go all the way back to start, shall we? Now, I would have rather, if I knew I was drawing a Reflector Mage, I wish I'd done it the other way around. I could have unsubstantiated the Plunderer and Reflector Maged the 2/3 flyer, the Voyager, so it didn't come back right away, so I might get an attack in, but it is what it is. Can't be too sad. Now, we can do the good old bluff attack. Shall we? We shall. Opponent could have something up his sleeve, like a Blossoming Defense, but I'd gladly trade that here. Alrighty, yeah, you take that damage. That's bluff attacking at its finest, boys and girls. Alright, I'm gonna go get a green, because we have all green cards in hand. It's the only basic we're missing. And now I got clues. They're multiplying. Now he's going to have energy. What do you suppose this Sultai deck wants to do with energy? Any guesses? Maybe cast really big Die Youngs? What do you think about this card in Magic Duels? And it's a link. Wait, what's... Oh, ha. I've been trapped. So the link is to a card Drakehaven, except it's Drake in a big fur coat, the hip-hop artist. And it has flavor text. Quote, also convinced that you're following your heart because your mind don't control what it does sometimes. Unquote. Drake. You got me. You got me. Okay, so he's running the snake to work with the energy. I guess that's a thing. Thing you can do. I bet he's gonna be jealous of this gear, Hulk. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can double block something for 4, but he's not gonna want to do that. Hell no. It's tempting to play Nissa, but he can really pressure Nissa right now. Nissa, I guess, would be better with an Advocate online. Yeah, it's Gear Hulk, but... So where to put counters? I guess 2 on each, so they both present lethal to double blocks. Yeah, that's what we'll do. 1, 2, 1, 2. Avocado, you probably won't be disappointed by the card pool. Only me, a dirtily Spike, could be disappointed by that card pool. Only me. He's asking if the new cards are out. And yep, go to Magic Duels Facebook, and there's stuff there. Or check out NGA. And yep. Opponent takes it all on the chin. They better have a big turn up their sleeve. Time to make some big critters. And a lot of energy. So one thing I'm guessing that we could put in this deck of our opponents is Altered Ego, coming down, copying a snake, and adding counters. That sounds pretty sick. And he's gonna plunder some energy, sure. He's gonna go up to like a lot, but he needs something to take advantage. What's it gonna be? Die Young. Yeah, that was one of my predicts. You did it. You got another? Gonna need another. End of turn. Okay. Krasis can tap something. Not lethal, though. I think it's best to just have Advocate up my sleeve, not play Nissa, and attack with these. The Nissa line is lethal if he has nothing. That make it good? And he probably still has to block with that snake, right? But we are at 12. Krasis just feels a lot safer because of that instant speedness. So we're just gonna roll like so. See what he does. And there's a chump. Or not a chump? A rush of vitality. Okay, nothing I can do about that. We'll play you. And see what our opponent has. That's a way to stay alive. So rush of vitality, indestructible lifelink, and maybe a +1/+0. Yeah. Keyword spam. Nifty little combat trick instant. Let's see how bold our opponent feels. He's only got one card. So he's all in. Okay. That's not what I expected, really. But we're gonna block. Okay. Is this just the coup de grace? Okay. Yay, flash stuff. Alright, that'll do it. Down goes the Sultai energy. Sultai Constrictor, Sultai something. 11 and 1. Roll out, roll out, roll out. Siege Dragon, creatures are slowly getting better. 3 mana for a 2/4. Eh. 2 mana for a 1/4. Eh. 2 mana for a 2/3. Yeah, I mean, that's when toughness kind of increases that way, it's usually a reaction to a format that is perceived as being too fast or too aggressive. So they inch toughness up so that the average blocker can slow it down. And that's what I'm seeing there. And that makes sense. People are getting run over by vehicles and comboed out by Saheeli Rise, so that makes sense. I, for one, am not a big fan of like cheap, high toughness creatures. I like them in limited, but not in any kind of constructed. Even unless they have like the perfect tribal synergies. But even then, I'd rather have power. Most anything that plays a lot of creatures needs to attack and keep attacking. All right, here we go. Here we go. Got a plains in the house. I got Prairie Stream in the house. A little bit of nothing from both sides. Let's see if our opponent has something for turn 2. Swamp, nothing. Okay. I think we're gonna lead with a pacifist. See if our opponent still has nothing. Because if they're low on action, we might get lucky and flip it. If not, that's cool. We'll just set up for a few turns. But it forces some action. Some energy. What you gonna do? You got a bishop. Oh, right on. Bishop's a good card. In tempo deck, I try not to freak out about things like bishops coming out. The idea is that if he wants to generate a bunch of clues, that's probably fine. We have ways of generating late game card advantage as well. But it costs him tempo to pay 2 mana, sacrifice clues. Gives us time to generate advantage of our own. He's got a flesh bag. Ain't that something? One of these flesh bag decks, I suppose. You can go. I bet he attacks me. Then we're gonna give him a big kick in the face. All right, you Bant players, start your engines. Vroom, 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 vroom. No thought to tamiyo there. I'd much rather get an easy hit for 8. I think it's not close to a decision. And then next turn we can duskwatch turn cruiser on and do it again if our opponent doesn't have an answer. And we even have an unsubstantiate available in that case. Okay, our opponent's got some Esper to him and a Gisela. That's a good target for you. Nothing like it when nothing better for tempo than when they put 4 mana into something that doesn't change the board after you unsub it. Another land though. I do have enough land. I would like that to stop now. So this turn we'll unsub it, next turn we'll tamiyo. And that will lock down both. That's why we don't tamiyo this turn. Next turn he'll probably hold back the bishop and replay the angel. He wouldn't do that. He might take another course of action if he had one if we tamiyoed this turn. But next turn he'll just hold back both, thinking I'm not going to get unsubstantiated again. And then tamiyo not like frost breaths all over both of them. If anybody ever asks what tempo is, link them to this. Yeah, can you make me a clip, Nighthawk? Although this will go on YouTube, so yep. When they say a deck is tempo, this is tempo. And remember, we didn't even get started. Like, we didn't attack until turn 4, and we're still pretty much running them right out of town. And leave game. Boom! 12 and 1. 12 and uno. On the bubble, any loss knocks the deck out, but it's only 5 wins from tying the record and probably making Gemini very giddy, although he would tell you right now that I need to take out Fleetwheel Cruiser and Sky Sovereign for telling time. Maybe he wouldn't. I'm putting words in his mouth. That's not on the record, but that's me making jokes. At least they make a few of us who have been around the guy enough chuckle, I'm sure, or at least modestly, or at least a slight smile. We know what's up. Oh, we get another look at the Gisela deck. We get a rematch. After this, though, I'll try to remember to block this player so we don't get a 3rd match in a row. Missing a color. It's not good. If we don't draw it, we're on a 5-card hand, but it would be a really good 5-card hand. But I'll try us. Not a good 5-card hand, but okay. I guess it's like this. Here we go. I think there were a lot of 6s that were a lot better than the hand that we almost kept. I obviously wish I had now, but I don't think it was a bad mulligan. Especially when you draw like that. Now we just need one more. And we'll see if we can steal this with a 1-lander. Hit me. Nope, not yet, anyway, but we've got some interaction to buy us some time. Which is all you can really ask for. There's that bishop again. He has bigger things to unsub, so I'm gonna let that resolve. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I suppose a queller grabbing something here is a good scenario for us. Does sensor fit in here? I don't know. Maybe 1, but not many. What do I care? Do I care? That guy really doesn't bother me much, but we can certainly send this back to his hand and then spell quell it next turn. Combat. I think that unsub is probably better than censor for this. That's my opinion, but I think maybe one maybe two censor might be a good idea. But unsub's ability to bounce a large creature that snuck out onto the battlefield seems like a big gain to me. All right, I want to get Queller onto the field this turn. And hopefully we'll draw the land for Gideon, but if not, we'll do the Nissa thing next turn. Alright, what do your lands do? We are missing black mana across from us. We know he has black mana from our last game, unless he grabbed a completely different deck. But considering that the clue theme is very much there, I doubt it. I doubt it's a different deck. So we're gonna grab a basic green. Everything produces blue. What do we need? I mean, I guess we can just grab a white because everything we have here produces white. Probably the best I can do. And we'll put you on the battlefield so we have V-Hulk mana next turn. And now we got 2 our mana here. On a 5-card, 1-land hand. Fighting for survival. This is Bant Tempo. It's on the bubble, so a loss is an elimination. There's a Royal Spout. You. Me no likey. Me no likey. But I guess we get to counter something else later. Those clue birds aren't the worst thing that can happen to us. I know some people love their clues. Okay. There's a card you don't see all the time. I wonder if I'm just supposed to go 8/8 Ham Gear Hulk. Nah, I don't think so. I think we'll definitely want to send Nissa over. How many counters does she need? Survive combat, she needs 2, so that's fine. And we can hold on to Spell Queller and Declaration for later, as well as Gids. Let's see what he does here. 1/2, 1/2. We don't want Nissa to stay a creature forever, and having a big trampler is good against a bunch of little dorks. But at least we made our Borderland Ranger Light a threat. Encyclio Bell says, I've been thinking, does Anointed Procession work with Saheeli's -2? Yes, it does. You get 2 tokens instead of 1. So what are you going to do with that power? What are you going to do with that ability? Consulate Skygate. Rot-row. You can make 3 Angels of Invention in a turn. So you have that on the battlefield. You have both Saheeli and the and the Annoying Procession on the battlefield, and then you play Angel, and then you target it. Yep, that works. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 4. I want to declare anything in stone, then attack. Yeah, from here it feels pretty good to declare and hold up the quells. So I'll get you out of the way. He's got enough clues. He's never going to get time to crack them all. And let's send the team. Combustibles is mod worthy. What am I? Who knows, man? Auto mod does its thing. I partially left it on because I find it funny. So please, if you are auto modded, just have a giggle. You're probably not bugging me. It's probably for my entertainment. Just enjoy. Sit back and enjoy. All right, gonna crack some clues now. Opponent doesn't have the payoff here yet. Now, they did have black mana last game and Fleshbag Marauder, unless this is an entirely different deck. Don't say anything I wouldn't say, Bounce. BBB says he's going to experiment with my auto mod. He knows about the queller, so he knows he has to play around that, but that's okay. I'm gonna send Nissa at you. Chumps. I can dig a chump. I definitely want to keep quells available. So I'm gonna play Duskwatch because there's also EOT things I can do with it. And there's the black mana. So here comes Fleshbag. Ah, a Graveblade. Do I counter a Graveblade? I guess I don't have another quick solution to it, and 4 toughness does keep him alive. So I'll try to counter a Graveblade. And he's got an angel. Well, I couldn't have countered that anyway with Queller, so this is no big deal. So I think what we have to do is Gideon emblem and push. Then how does he block? 7 trample, so he can't allow another creature to hit him. So his best double blocks, I guess he could chump with this. And then, see, well, he can't double block and kill his Queller without involving the angel. So then what? I guess on the ground he can block, he can chump Nissa with one of these and then put this and this in front of Duskwatch and kill it. And then I still have all these. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's all fine. Bounce wants to talk about a new set announcement. They named the fall set. That's all I saw, is that they gave the fall set a name. That's all I saw. It's nothing out of the ordinary from what I can tell. Except it's not whatever... It's not whatever the people thought the name was going to be. Sounded like an Abzan set. Probably don't want to block the Trampler, but we'll see. Opponent's gonna do what opponent's gonna do. Interesting. Not the way I'd have drawn it up. Alright, we'll see if he has a sweeper, but even then we'll have the falls, so I'm just dialing up the pressure. Doesn't seem like a deck that should have a sweeper, but I've been surprised. Here comes stuff. New set announced is Ixalan. Okay, yippee skippy, Ixalan. Well, it's not Dominaria. Dominaria? I don't know. I never said it right. Bell asked the question of Bounce about a podcast happening this season. I'm glad you asked. Allow me to take this moment to plug the podcast for Amonkhet with BBB, myself, DJ, Fell. We'll be getting together on this coming Saturday at, let me try to remember, I believe it's at noon my time, noon Eastern, United States time, to record. So look forward to that. And there's the 13th win. We are up to 13-1. Also, there's more information on that over here too, if I find it really quick. Saturday, 22nd of April, 5 p.m. GMT, 12 p.m. Eastern. That's the message, and there's a link down there for you. So if you want to hear us talk in living live color about our opinions. If you want to hear BBB and I just go toe-to-toe, a good old-fashioned boxing match, America versus the Brits, with our completely speculative opinions on cards we've never played with, well, this is the show for you guys, and I know you enjoy it. I enjoy it. Everybody enjoys it. It's a good time. Yeah. So Bounce says, don't celebrate. It's 3 hours of me gushing about the Hunky Sphinx and CGB sneering. Well, we'll probably do that, but I'm guessing that'll be like an hour and a half. For the other hour and a half, I'm sure I'll save some cards that I'm excited about for you to sneer at, Bounce. So don't worry. We'll even it out. We always do. You are a gracious and amazing host, because you make sure that we all get time to gush over our silly things. And then allow everybody to sneer. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Okay, moving to a new opponent who's looking elfish. Ugh, what are these hands? Why is this happening? It's the curse, man. They don't want us to get there. Okay. Another 5-card hand. The last one, I believe, was a 5. Yeah, it was. Crying out loud. I guess white? But do I keep this wilds? I'll wait one turn on wilds. One turn. Got one turn to draw another land or something to make me change my mind about what to fetch. Yeah, that's looking elfish. That's looking elvish. Okay, so we're gonna get a forest, so I'm gonna go ahead and fetch a plains. My 5-card hands, man. The things I do for my 5-card hands, but then they come out looking okay, don't they? We all breathe a little sigh of relief when you see me hitting my duels and playing my super powerful mythic cards. But look at this, we got 4 cards in our hand, opponents still got 7, and they have something on the board we don't. Struggle is real. I hope you guys talk about Jeskai Anointed Procession. Well, put it on the docket, BBB. That's what the people want. They want Jeskai Anointed Procession. Somebody call up Peepee. Where's Peepee when you need him? He would have totally run that card. He would have called it garbage, and then he would have played it anyway. And he probably would have laughed maniacally and sung songs about it. Avocado decides to be a party pooper. He says, the cycling lands, though, ... Yep, that's sad. I'm with you. I am sad about this as well. I'm right there with you, buddy. All right, Nissa, get... What? There's no planeswalker. What are you talking about? Get in there. I had a Jeskai Blink deck that was pretty cool. You could probably put Procession in there. Make a bajillion Angel tokens. God, that does sound really fun now that you mentioned Angel of Invention getting triple copied. Plus you get double the tokens because of the Procession for each copy. That does sound like, that just sounds gross. I love it. I love it. Another blue would be kind of the way to even it out, but I think I'll just make it another green because, yeah, we have all green cards in hand. The lag is concerning. We are getting lag stormed. So I'm just sitting here waiting for my Evolving Wilds to pick the card. Anointed Procession with Invocation of Saint Traft means double angel damage. Yeah, all the combos. You know, we should just have Anointed Procession Corner where we talk about all the insanity one can do there. Can you imagine, like, I missed Doubling Season and Seance, you know what I mean? Now that was a deck We're kind of getting back there. Flame Shadow Conjuring, Anointed Procession. Just get triple tokens. Now wait a minute. Oh, it's whenever a non-token enters the battlefield on Procession. Okay, that I gotcha. All right. I had a moment where I thought my whole world had shifted on its axis, but not yet, not yet. So opponent pushes away the tracker. Probably a good call on opponent's part. That thing gets crazy, but now we're just going to throw the Vital Force at him. This is the all Nissa all the time deck that we're playing over here, even though our opponent has Nissa in their hand. And 5/5 Hasties say, how you doing? Bounding Krasis is probably going to make things extra spicy here in a minute. Avocado says that the double cards look so much better in duels. He's talking about the Aftermath cards, and it appears from the Magic Duels Facebook that the Aftermath cards are going to, in digital, show as the first card when it's in your hand and as the second card when it's in your graveyard. So when you're looking at Dusk to Dawn, instead of seeing that ugly split thing that people have been complaining about on the internet, if you follow that stuff, instead what you're going to see is you're going to see just Dusk when it's in your hand, and when you go into your graveyard you'll see Dawn. So it makes the art look cooler, makes them easier to read, probably settles a little bit of griping from some people. I guess I don't want to be blocked. I'd prefer not to be blocked. Let's lock that down, shall we? Tick-tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. Yo. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Don't stop, make it rock. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till I see the sunlight. Alright, get in there, creatures. I hope the resolution of the double cards are not messed up. The resolution? Has that been a problem with duels in the past? I'm just curious. That's not something that even occurs to me on a list of potential stainless errors, so I'm just curious. Alright, well, opponent has the Scar's Blade now, can kill something if he gets some more elves onto the battlefield, and there is the one that has reach and pumps other elves, so that's good for him. Now he can take out Nissa or the Spirit. Can we find a way? Can we find a way to stay alive? Elfish opponent. BBB, that's a tease if I've ever heard one. The main event of our podcast will be when Sandworm Convergence pops up. I'll let you handle that one when I'm away from the computer. How about that? Sandworm Convergence. Y'all are funny. Alright, let's tap something. The lag is so real. We're fighting through thick lag on this mission to set a record. Nighthawk says tag me in for that one. I might. You should be on call, bro. You should be on call for when CGB just can't take it anymore. When there's too many Johnnies, or I think that's the term, Timmies, too many little Jimmies. I don't know, some youth-ish sounding name. When there's too much of that going on, should tag Nighthawk in, just for 5 minutes. Like, the part of CGB will now be played by this Brit with a voice you may have heard on the internet. Oh, I have to take the sledgehammer to Nighthawk's stream? That's my job? that kind of makes me sad. I don't want to pull punches, but come on now. Oh my goodness. So I'm trying to, I'm reading that card and I'm like, if it also made your life total 6, you know what I mean? If your life total became 6, this would be a reverse form of the dragon. A totally reverse form of the dragon. And that's pretty hilarious all on its own. It's the form of the sandworm. You know what I mean? So for those, I'm sure that there's some people who are like, what the heck is this guy going on and on about? And I'm going to put a link in chat for those of you there, but I'm going to read it really quick for those of you watching later on the YouTubes. And that is Sandworm Convergence, green 6, enchantment, rare. And we are getting this. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of your end step, create a 5/5 worm token. So all your opponent's stuff flies. If you're playing against Binderato, if mono blue flyers takes over the meta, and you can, you know, live until turn 8, there you go. Hey, I still like Expertise. It's just not tier 1, unfortunately. I'm still a fan. It's a very, very, very fun deck. I defend it for the sake of enjoyment, but it was not as good as I hoped it would be. It's another one of those classic cases where you play it a few times and everything comes together and you're like, this is the nuts! And then you find out that only happens 1 in like 15 games. I look forward to my opponent casting a Tightening Coils on their massive flyer to allow it to attack and kill me. What flyer is big enough that you could Tightening Coils it and then still kill you with it? Are you mad? Can you even do that to a Gisela? Or a, not Gisela. What's the word I'm looking for? When they're merged. Brizella? Brigella? I can just look at it, of course. Brizella, the voice of nightmares. Okay. This is kind of a 3-land hand because we have the lovely Nissa playing along, but we're going to need to top deck that number 3. Boom! I guess we can get blue and then we have unsub open right away, but I'm probably going to play the pacifist, so I'll probably get white, so let's see what our opponent does. If it's something worthy of an unsub, we'll go get blue first. But I'd rather have double white for Gisela. Okay. I don't know what it would even be. You haven't even played Kefnet yet, man. Bounce is already ripping on Kefnet. I'm going to give you a preview. I'm going to the Kefnet defense mode, man. That's a card I actually want to play with. And am I excited? No. I'm expecting to be disappointed, but I'm going to try first. I'm gonna frickin' try. Come on, bro. What's Magic if you don't try? If it were all about who could be right just by looking at the set and saying words, then Magic just wouldn't be what it is. Instead, it's way more fun than that. But we podcast anyway, because it's awesome. I'm surprised we got Diet Sphinx's revelation. I am too, but I don't think we got a bunch of the other cards we needed to make the control particularly special. All right. Now we're talking about salt. I don't know what I did to deserve it. Oh yeah, hit that smuggler's copter. My opponent is doing it. I wonder if they've got removal at the ready. Okie dokie. So many questions. But I think that's the answer. A 1-mana 3/3 flying looter seems fair. Yeah, why haven't we added that to the pool yet? Jeez. Oh yay, we're going to inspect my pacifist. That doesn't, I mean, I would have saved that for Gisela, but maybe he has another answer for the Gisela that I don't know about. Basically what that did was save 3 damage. We'll see if it's worth it later. If he doesn't have an answer for the Gisela, that's pretty bad. Gisela just kind of takes over boards, even if Hardicuran and Smuggler's Copters are involved. And we're a land off of Sky Sovereign. That's pretty tight. Here comes Filgy. A little bit of life gain, but no removal yet. And no copter activation. Alright. There's my land. Boom. Boom. Let's blow some things up. I am going to just hold Gisela back, too, since he didn't have a copter answer just yet. We're just going to play defense. He got on the board a lot faster than we did. There's not a lot of ground to be made attacking yet. There'll be a lot more ground to make up when we are flying this ship. But when tempo just doesn't get there when you're behind, that's one of the big problems with tempo decks, right? When you're behind, what do? Well, this deck's plan is to play Skyship. That's what you do when you're behind. Draw and play Skyship. Gisela also fits that role if she sticks. Really hard for the opponent to get traction with her just hanging out. Okay, you want to draw a card, I'm guessing. I'm just going to take it. I do not care about that. If he does have a trick, that's fine. Unsub, great. Okay, so we got some protection. Let's pacifies. It can fly the ship. Pacifist is an excellent pilot in that way. And then we'll just start storming in. I am going to leave Gisela hanging back. Just keeping that copter marginalized. Take out the 1/3 flyers. No reason to be in a rush. We are up on cards. The longer the game takes, the better. And just going to sit on an unsub for a minute. The opponent has to make a move. That is not a move I am worried about. Neither is that land. Yeah, we can do this part all day. Raw. Nice. Okay. Unsub, reflector made. Yeah, we bomb you. So I think I can tamiyo now? No, I only have 1 blue. Never mind. But I can pacifies. If I pacifies, he gets to block. He gets to start chumping here. Do I care? Him drawing cards is one of the only ways back into things. If I keep things in the air, he can't draw cards. And I can definitely beat him in the air. So that's where we'll take this party. Rather than worrying about attacking through his familiars. If we get enough board presence, we can just tap him down with tamiyo too, and he doesn't draw the cards. I know it sounds like really silly to play this much around him drawing cards from his familiars, but right now his only way back into the game is to draw good cards off of them. So why give it to him? When I have plenty of life. Plenty of air raid ability. Yep, that's fine. You got a chief. Cool. If he plays the chief, we're not going to unsub it till end of turn. We're going to see if he wants to attack with his copter. If he activates his copter, we'll unsub it. Okay, he's going to keep attacking with those. That is just fine. Let's go ahead and get that chief off the board now. That should be lethal, because now we can tamiyo, tap down copter, tap down crane, and he's dead. Trying to attack. The lag is real. Okay. Didn't have to tap down the crane because of tamiyo. Could have tamiyoed filigree and copter for the same effect. But if he had a way to somehow stop the skyship from attacking, maybe that would have messed up that strategy. Anyway, whatever. All right, what time is it? It is 4:34, and we are at 15-1. So we're going to call an end to this one. I've got places to go, things to do. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. We kept the same deck throughout. We won 6 in a row, and we're knocking on the door. The record is at 17-2. One loss would knock Bant out, but right now Bant is at 15-1, and we survived at least 2, maybe 3 5-card hands on this stream. It might have been 3 5-card hands. So kicking, clawing, staying alive. All right, I'm going to bounce. Thank you all for coming out, and I will see you all another time. I'm out of here.